Dr. Bob Morris, an environmentalist epidemiologist at the University of Washington. He is founder and director of the Science Accountability Institute, which works to defund public health. To defend, not defund. We want to fund public health, okay? Which works to defend public health and scientific integrity, and the lead organizer of the March for Health and Science. Let's make some noise and show him those signs.
First of all, I promise not to defund public health. In fact, the House of Public Health is on fire. And the man who lit that fire tells us we didn't need the House anyway. He says it was poorly built and we're better off without it. And he insists the cool outdoor air is healthier for us. And there's a bonus with no House. Think what we'll save on utilities. Apparently, the winter of infectious disease is a thing of the past. And even if it comes again, he assures us we won't feel the cold because he's broken all the thermometers. We must put out the fire. We'll need to rebuild the house, but first we need to get rid of the arsonist. If we want to protect public health, RFK Jr. has got to go. One of Junior's first acts was to put out the MAHA report on children's health. Well, if he truly cared about children's health, he'd worry more about bullets in their heads than the coloring in their Skittles. If he cared, he'd be reminding us that vaccines not only prevent infectious diseases, they prevent birth defects, chronic disease, and cancer, not inventing risks that don't exist. If he cared about toxic chemicals, he'd have objected when the EPA shut down its research efforts. If he cared about social media's harm, he'd be calling out the tech moguls who profit from it. If he cared about children's nutrition, he'd be fighting for SNAP and school lunches and not eating McDonald's with his boss. If we want to protect children's health, RFK has got to go. The MAHA report begins with a graph, and it shows that Americans die 6 years earlier and spend 70% more on health care than residents of their 20 economic peer countries. But the report never mentions that all of those countries have universal health care. That none of their citizens goes bankrupt paying medical bills, that none of their politicians would dare suggest taking health care away. Yet this administration shuts down the government to ensure they can cut coverage and give billionaires another tax break. And Junior says nothing. If we want to ensure Americans have health care, RFK has got to go. Junior and his team are rewriting history and undermining the future of public health. They insist with no proof that COVID was both a deadly lab leak and an overblown flu. They killed research on Nobel Prize-winning technology that saved millions of lives during the pandemic. Their drastic funding cuts are driving experienced researchers out of public health, shutting down the pipeline for new talent, while visa restrictions and ICE raids are cutting off access to international research talent. If we want science-based public health, RFK has got to go. RFK has got to go. RFK has got to go. You know, Junior boasts about gold standard science, but what he gives us is gold-plated bullshit. After making unfounded claims about Tylenol in pregnancy, he said, "Oh, we're doing the studies to make the proof." That's not science. That is the opposite of science. He picks advisors for their conclusions, not their expertise. He packed the CDC vaccine panel with anti-vaxxers. He says nothing as universities are attacked, funding is cut, and research is censored by politics. If we want the tools and knowledge to face the challenges ahead, RFK has got to go! 65 years ago, his uncle stood on the Capitol steps and called us to action. Ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. That is patriotism. And today, Junior works for and echoes a man who mocks that patriotism, a man who only asks what his country can do for him. His uncle and his father believed in service. If we want to honor that belief, RFK has got to go. RFK has got to go.
RFK has got to go.
To make America healthy, we need a war on ignorance and lies, not a war on science and truth. We need a war on cancer, not a war on cancer research. We need a war on gun violence, not a war on gun safety. And we need affordable health care for everyone, not more handouts for the rich. To make America healthy again, RFK has got to go. RFK has got to go. So 20 major organizations have declared him unfit for his job, including the APHA, the American College of Physicians, the American Academy of Family Physicians, and 6 former Surgeons General. I'm here today on behalf of a coalition of 15 organizations, 7 of which have gathered petitions with 150,000 signatures from members of the medical, nursing, science, and public health communities, and from people who simply care about truth and health. After this rally, we're going to march to HHS to deliver those petitions, and every one of those signatures carries the same unmistakable message. RFK has got to go. Let Mike Johnson hear you. RFK has got to go. Okay, let Donald Trump hear you. RFK has got to go. March with us to HHS and have your voices heard. RFK has got to go.